This is the video for multiplication strategies home connection. And it starts with these multiplication and adding box puzzles. This time they're getting a little bit harder though because they're adding the decimals in there. Remember today we talked a lot about how 0.25 is the same as 25 cents or 1/4. So 1/4 of 16 is 4. You can see that there. And 16 plus 0.25 would be 16 and 25 hundredths. I'm going to leave B for you to do on your own. Think about what times how when you're thinking about that, think about what 4 times 7 would be. That's the way that you're going to want to kind of figure that one out. Okay, in order to do this, now that I have 75 hundredths, that's like 3/4. So what I want to think about is what 1/4 of something might be that would add up to make that work. So I'm thinking of 8, because 8 cut in half is 4, and then cut in half again is 2. That would be 1/4 of 8. So if I had 3 2s, then I get 6. That's a little bit complicated, but think about it that way to try and help you. So then 8.75, that adding part is the easy part. And this one's even a little bit harder. But again, if I want to think about what times 75 cents, I could think about it that way too, would get me 1.25. So 1 75 cent plus another 75 cents gets me $1.50. If I add another 75 cents, I get 2.25, which is what I've got up there. How many 75 cents did I do? I did 3. So there's another strategy if thinking through it the way that I did over here doesn't help. So 3 and 75 hundredths. All right, today we practiced also, but we only did quarters. So this is a little bit harder. Again, if you have your multiplication table, you can use it and start at the top and do whatever's the denominator. So if you would go to 5 and then go down to 40 and go across, you'd find 8. 1/5 of 40 is 8. So then I'm going to skip B for right now. But if I go to 3/5 of 40, it's going to be 3 times whatever this is, because we already did 1/5 of 40 was 8. 3 times 8 is 24. So that's how that is going to help you. So once you get the top one, do the one under it, and it's going to help you. So I'm going to leave 1/3 of 21 for you to figure out, and then you're just going to multiply it by 2 to get 2/3 of 21. I'm going to leave 1/6 of 24 for you and that one. Because those are on your multiplication table. This one isn't. I know that 1/12 of 36 is 3, because I know that 3 times 12 equals 36. Now I'm going to multiply 3 times 4, because I already had 1/12 here was 3. 4/12 is 3 times 4, or 12. And then you go back and finish those ones. The next question says, Matthew bought 16 gallons of gas for $4.25 per gallon. How much did he spend? Show your work. Well, I'm going to start by making this sort of a partial product. 4 times 16 equals, and 25 cents times 16. And I know that one right away. I know that 1/4 of 16 is 4. But this one I'm going to break up even more into 4 times 10 plus 4 times 6. And I know that 4 times 10 is 40, plus 4 times 6 is 24, equals 64, plus 4 is $68. Now you may also want to try a double and half or something on that one, but I think that a partial product works out really well on that one. Okay, let's go to the back. It says Tracy bought a dozen of her mother's favorite flowers for $9. How much did each flower cost? Show your thinking. Well, first I need to know what a dozen is, and a dozen is 12. So I want to figure out what 1/12 of $9 is. And that's a little bit tricky. So I am going to put 9 times 1 is 9. So 9/12 of a dollar is what each one cost, but I need to know the actual amount of money. 9/12, I notice that 3 can go into 9 and I get 3. 3 can go into 12 and I get 4. So it's 3/4 of a dollar or 75 cents for each flower. Gavin also bought a dozen flowers for his mother, but her favorite flowers cost 35 cents each. How much did Gavin spend? Show your thinking. So a dozen again is 12. For this one, I'm going to go with a ratio table because 1 equals 35 cents. 2 equals double that, 70 cents. 10 equals, move the decimal over, $3.50. So 12 equals these two added up, 350, plus 70 cents. 0, 5 plus 7 is 12. Carry the 1. $4.20 is what he spent. Xavier earns $12.50 for each lawn he mows. If he mowed 8 lawns last week, how much money did he earn? Show your work. $12.50 times 8 lawns. I notice if I double $12.50 that it is going to become $25. And then I'm going to half the 8 to a 4. And I know what 4 times 25 is. It's $100. So now I don't think any of these really turned out to be too hard. So don't get scared when you see a story problem. Just try and think of which one of the strategies we've learned can I use to help me figure this out. Okay. The next one is the challenge. Randy and her sister made balloon animals and sold them for 50 cents each at a school carnival. They made $48. If Randy made twice as many balloon animals as her sister, how many balloon animals did each girl make? Show your work. The first step is going to be to figure out how many balloon animals they made altogether. 50 cents each means I have to double 48 to find out how many they made, because this is half of a dollar. So for each dollar they made, they had to have 2 balloon animals. 2 times 8 is 16, carry the 1. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 96. So they made 96 balloon animals altogether. Now I know that half of that is 48 because I just figured that out. But it says that Randy made twice as many balloon animals as her sister. So 48 might help me to figure that out, because if they each made an equal amount, that's how much they would have made. But I'm going to just add to this until it makes it work. So that would be 48 and 48 they each made. Okay, but I'm going to add 10 to this. I get 58, and I take 10 away from this, 38. Is that double what they made? Nope. If I take 10 more away, that'd be 40, or this would be 68, and that would be 30 or 28, and that's way too much on this side. So it's not 10. How about if I take 5 from here and put them over here? So 58 plus 5 would be 63. And 38 minus 5 would be 33. That's not quite double, but I notice I've got 60 here and 30 here. If I take 1 more away, I'd have 64 here and 32 here. 32 times 2 is 64, so that would be the right amount. So Randy equals 64, and her sister equals 32. Now that's just kind of some guessing. If you have a different way to figure that out, good for you. If you have any questions about how to do anything else, please be sure to ask.